Okay, well the coin door is off, as you can see, and it's over here. And having a clean up, I've had the coin mech off, I put it back on again. There are some really tough Phillips screws in there that, despite special oil and the correct Phillips screwdriver, they're refusing to shift at the moment. So I'm having a general clean up, put that back pro tem till we can have another go at it. That slam switch, I cleaned off the worst of the grots, believe it or not, and that now will clean up better, so I'll sort that out separately. And we've got the top head off the cabinet for reasons which will become clear shortly, and you know, there's stuff that needs to happen here that's got to be sorted out before it causes a problem. Generally not too bad though. A couple of little bulb holders which we can see the back of here and there, on the other side, and those holders have one of them's broken, one of them you can't get the lamp out, so they've got to come off from the back, and I've got some replacements. So that's another job to do very shortly. Okay, these are the metal parts, mostly the metal parts from the top arch up there, which we'll have a look at in a minute. This one is normally hidden, as you can see. Plating's gone. That was rusty. This is after I've got most of the rust off, and fair bit of rust down here as well. And this is the back of the top apron cover, and again, the marks are where I've rubbed off the worst of the rust, although there's still work to do there. And that's underneath, because it's normally that way up, and starting to get some problems where the screws go in, so be touching that up. That's a special flecked paint that was used originally, so won't be doing any repainting there, just little bits of touch up. And the fittings, which will need cleaning. And these are the 3 bolts that were holding the top box on. Yes, only 3 out of 4. A bit naughty. So I've got to source another bolt for that. Again, some rust remover needed. These pieces are part of the arrangement for the ball guide at the back, and they're not seen, but they're starting to get a little bit rusty, so I'll sort those out too. Okay, I've just taken the apron off, and it's a bit mucky and not very nice looking in there, but nothing major to do. The side of the apron is starting to show rust. As you can see, the rest of it's pretty good. So we're going to have to do something about that before it gets too much worse. Here's the apron with the primer on. So here's the pinball back box. But it's still on the machine. Clever trick, eh? Well, this is a spare that I picked up earlier from eBay. And in many ways, the glass is much nicer. There's no crackleure on the whites, and very little up here. A couple of scratches, but So, a very nice glass, slightly better than mine, and I thought I ought to have that. And when I got inside, after jimmying off the back, because the lock was still on with no key, it's all in there. It's very clean. So I've got a complete spare back box, which I'm very pleased with. And over here you can see the back box bell, which is actually missing in mine. Mine has the striker without the bell, this one has the bell without the striker. So I think you can guess what's going to happen there. I'll take this bell off and put it into my machine. Outside of this cabinet is perhaps not quite as good as mine, but it's not bad. I'll say mine, they're both mine, but the original, it's dirty, but it will clean up. So there we are. Delivered 2 days ago. And at worst, it means that when I come to sell the pinball machine, I can offer a really nice back glass with it. So inside we can see, of course, it's not been varnished over, which I think is a bonus, and it's good. A few little problems that, you know, here where those sticky pads have melted again and messed up the artwork a little, but it's quite straightforward. There's some lifting near the tilt, got to deal with that. Another dodgy corner, and the same down in that corner, but you know, it'll be better than the one I had previously. So it's very nice with the silver opaque being pretty much solid there, and there are still some of those flashes in there, so I need a couple of those, so I'll take those up. Good, eh? Now I've just got to find some way to store it. Okay, I've been stripping the Playfield here, as you can see. The posts and the plastics taken off. And they're mostly over here. I thought I won't bother to make a diagram because there's one supplied with the kit of new rubbers, but I did check shortly after starting dismantling and discovered that the top section is wrong. So indeed I did make a more detailed and correct map for me to get the bits back where they belong. After I've scraped with the needle file all the muck off the screws, most of these have been half done at the moment, lots of screws, and then the posts have to be cleaned again. They're not too bad actually, screws are terrible. I'd like to use replacement screws, but they're not easy to find, these particular screws. At the moment I'm just touching up this cover for the centre card reel unit. There's been some damage around where the screws go, so I'm trying to paint that in. Second or third layer on here. That's the unit. That bar at the back, I didn't want to pay £100 to have it replated, so it's been derusted and painted for the moment. The playfield has been waxed, all new rubbers. Trying to get some new hot bumpers left and right there in light green as replacements. We'll see what happens. In the meantime, I've put these round plastic washers on several points, including the front of this unit and that dodgy corner. I've made a piece to go on there, and again a plastic washer over here to protect some of the more vulnerable parts of the plastics. And now the innards have to come out.